Everybody, this is my second swim today. Earlier I was down in Polson. I think it's called Boeter Park. I'm not sure if I'm saying it right. It's like B-O-E-T Boeter. And now I'm at Finley Point. So we went up the east shore, east side of the lake a little bit. And Finley Point is kind of like a peninsula that comes out, and it's kind of like shaped like this. So what we're looking at is the tip of Finley Point. It's like a little mountain ridge coming out. It's even got cliffs on it. And now, this is a different point of view. We're looking west. I'm on the west side of this peninsula. Yeah, this is a nice place where you can bring your camper if you have one. If you're fortunate enough to have a camper and a boat. I've never been to this place either, so this is another one. I was just telling you guys, I went to the last beach in Polson. I've never actually been to that beach in that park. And I think the same is true here. Like, I'm just discovering it for the first time after living in Montana for 16 years. So anyways, I see a camping area. Not a whole lot of privacy, but it's just right by the water. And I think this is good for boaters. If you have a boat, I'm just thinking this is for people if you want to stay a little bit. And the water's kind of deepish right here. It almost looks like the ocean water. Now, when I got my bathing suit back on, I got it all dried off and everything. And I got an itch to stop here, give it a try really. And I thought, why don't I slip back into my bathing suit since I've never been here before? Now they say when in Rome, right? So at any rate, I'm going to put my things down. I'm going to go in here. I'm going to show you what it looks like. I'm going to go. Hey! Oh my goodness. This is me with the hair blown on my face. It's kind of windy. Got my things off. And for the very first time, I will use this beach. So this is our beach. Ready? Like the dirt just comes right up to this wall, and then there's just big old rocks. I kind of think some of these beaches get this stuff imported, or they put it here just to make it nice for where you go in. Otherwise it's probably just the woods running right into the water. It's not always as rocky. So I'm kind of thinking about stepping down right here. Oh. Yeah, it turns out it was only like 68 degrees down in Polson, and there I was thinking it was in the 70s already. So anyways, you can see the far end of this lake is where I was last time you watched my last video, and I was showing you this side, and this is where all those little mountains are. Yeah, if you can see the bottom, pretty clear. I can see the color of the rocks. There's not like a lot of mud or anything. Oh my goodness, and I just realized I'm still wearing my hair tie on my wrist. Oh my goodness. Well, I'll just use that for my dry hand. Alright, anyways. I've gone in a little bit. There's where I came from. It's my stuff. There's Finley Point, the tip of the Finley Point. Seems kind of like it gets narrow right there, so it's really fun to me because at the top end of the lake you don't see as much of these little islands and stuff. Wow. Now, see, I'm standing all the way up, and it gets deep really fast right here, so woohoo! Careful. I feel like it's sort of steep. I like it when you get to one of these rocky beaches where it gets deep really fast. Actually, that's a good thing. I wonder how far I want to go. At least I wanted to share this exciting moment of me discovering Finley Point's beach for the first time since I moved to Montana. I've driven up and down Finley Point a few times. Now, I'm free swimming it. Woo! Hey, I'm swimming. We are swimming. Oh my goodness. Ah. Right into the sunshine now. It's about 6:45 right now. I kind of like it when it gets to be in the later afternoon if the sun's out, and plus it's kind of cool, so hopefully I don't get as burned being out here. I'm in mirror vision, so that's why I have to do this to show you what it really does look like. Thinking if I could swim out a little bit, I could show you where we were swimming. Yeah, see, we were swimming down there. Yeah, again, little point of view further out from the beach. I'm kind of a good swimmer. I grew up in the Florida Keys, and for a good time we spent a lot of time in the water. I'm not as buoyant in this water. And like my buddy over here says, she says I'm like her mermaid now. The further out you go, where you can see these mountains, so that's part of the Mission Mountains. Bigger and pointier. And that's what I'm saying. It just seems like the Finley Point is like a little mountain ridge that comes out into the water. There's all those little mountain tops out there sticking out of the water. Some of them are okay to go on to, and some of them are private, like Wild Horse Mountains, a bigger one over there, one of those. I don't know if it's right there or further up, but some people own those islands. And some people put big houses on those islands, and then they put a dock at the bottom. They might even have a vehicle, so they'll drive one vehicle to the dock off of the highway, and then get in their boat and drive it over to the dock on the island and get in the other vehicle so they can get up to their house or up to their mansions. Yeah, so Finley Point. Woo-ha. You know, I'm already a little acclimatized to the water from my last swim, so I didn't go through too much trouble to get in. Now, it is a little harder to swim on a day like this when it's not like in the 90s. It's below 80 degrees and the wind's blowing, so that's what makes it kind of hard once you get acclimatized to the water. So when it's time to get out, it almost seems like you were better off in the water. But that's what happens a lot of times towards the end of the summer. But we're not really in the middle of the summer. Come on. So I'm hoping, you know, we've been having a little bit of a cool spell. I hope that doesn't mean that summer's going to end early and that I have to quit swimming before September. I usually swim about a week or two into September. Then it'll like rain out and just get real nasty, and that's all she wrote, you know. So at any rate, this is a nice place to swim, my goodness. So I don't know, I think when I was at the last one in Polson, I almost think that's definitely one of my top favorite new swim holes. Actually, it's all one swim hole, but there's like several places to get in, and like I like to go to the West Shore better than I like to go to Volunteer Park, for example, because it's really pretty and it's got a little island and stuff and a nice view of the Swan Mountains and everything. So but this one is just really cool because you get a nice view of the Salish. You can see kind of from Polson along these Salish Mountains. That's about halfway up the lake. Nah, maybe even less than halfway up the lake, where you see that kind of divide right there. Yeah, this is considered to be the largest freshwater lake this side Mississippi River. Not the largest lake because Salt Lake City, or because of actual Salt Lake in Utah, okay? Okay. Woo-ha. I call it lake hopping when you go to more than one lake. I would go to one more lake, but I got other stuff I gotta do before I go to bed. Otherwise, it's really fun if I can go to 3 lakes in one day. I feel like something special, huh? At any rate, whoa-ho. I'm at a rocky beach, and I'm in fact tripping over the rocks up here. Just to give you an idea up close. I really think that this is all kind of imported and dumped here for us to have a nice clean looking beach. Otherwise, you might have mud or growth, that type of thing. You betcha. Well, I'm running out of thoughts and information, and I'm ready to go and get a full-fledged Dunkaroony. So may you enjoy this day, and hope you will come and swim with me eventually if you're watching.